Oh.
Thought.
Don't want to see it.
Coming on in 20 minutes.
Can't wait around to see it.
Rented it.
Video. It's the only way to get what you want to watch when you want to watch it. Action, adventure, horror, comedy, drama, suspense, romance. Great entertainment. Always a great value.
Video, it's what you wanna watch.
For the best movies, Barry's Video has them all. Over 15,000 movies to choose from. Movies are only $2 each or 3 for $5. Barry's Video carries multiple copies of the most popular movies. Barry's also rents VCRs, camcorders, TVs, and a large selection of Nintendo games. With friendly, courteous service, Barry's has the best selection of videos. Now with 5 convenient locations: Jordan Lane, South Parkway, Hughes Road, Madison, State Line, and Pulaski.
Come see the difference at Major Video.
One of the largest selections, 32 different categories.
At last, I found it.
We got lots and lots of kids stuff for me and me.
Wow, over 10,000 videos.
Come see the difference.
We even have 3 evening rentals.
And their quick Dropbox means I can return my videos anytime I like.
More videos.
I like that.
More selection. More fun.
Major Video.
At some video stores,
Excuse me.
they never have what you want
Don't have them.
when you want it.
Excuse me.
At Jumbo Video,
Excuse me.
You've come to the right place. Have some free popcorn.
we have what you want and more 24 hours a day. Music videos, video games, computer software, children's movies just 99 cents. Movies for sale.
Wow, this place is great.
Jumbo Video has everything you want for a great night at home.
Got any 8-tracks?
Jumbo Video. Let us entertain you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paul Newman. Mr. Newman, how do you end up with hit movie after hit movie after hit movie?
It's easy. I just use my credit card.
Paul Newman gets all his hit movies from the amazing video machine. The amazing video machine. All the latest hits. What are you waiting for?
Here we go. There's the future. I'm going to be out of pocket. Machines are taking over. So good evening, everyone. Hope you can hear me. Let me know if I can't. Let's use here. Andy. Welcome, Andy. Dave. Oh, the voiceover guy from the advert for DVD on the Blockbuster advert. Yes, he got around a bit. And now I did think that 32 categories, that seems like an outrageous claim. I was trying to think when I started, 32? I can think of about 10 at the most. As the two turn the blue evening, I think I might go to Jumbo Video. Well, yes. If you're going to go to one, go to that. But we've got Joshua's here. Good evening, good afternoon, Joshua. So I'm going to have a look. I stole this Blockbuster bag. See what they give away that I can't. Ooh. I got a nice little key ring. Go with my keys. Someone's Blockbuster card. From Caerphilly Road, Ian Paul. Or Paul Ian, one of them. A magazine. What's coming out? Oh, a Shrek film. Lara Croft. You can buy a DVD of Terminator 2. That's good. Ian Paul gets a voucher for unlimited free midweek rentals when you rent any new release. And they got one of their old boxes. There you go. There's some memories. Good evening, friends. How are you? So, what type of box did your video shop have? Did it have the big box with just the adverts on for the shop? Or was it something fancy like this one? A little plastic case. American style. Nice shiny writing. This is from Global Video. Branches throughout the UK. It doesn't say where it's from. Other than that, but let's have a look. Yay, Franz is here, yes. Don't go off with his girlfriend, though. He'll take your heart. I believe it. The poster was for the T2 that came in the tin box version, yes. But we're here for some stories. if you've got any stories of your own, pop them in the chat. If there's time at the end, there's one very saucy story. But we'll see. So let's start with the Movie Massacre Show. He commented, I used to wag school so I could go to Blockbuster and look at the VHS covers. Yes, we always loved the VHS covers. No true indication of the film, but they were gorgeous posters. Like Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Creeps, Freddy's Revenge. And what else? Some ones here we got. The Stuff, Monster Squad. What else stands out? Star Trek 6, Assassination. Got to have some Bronson as well. I've got a couple of Carabas in a local video shop called Hollywood Video Store, and the plastic so thick I don't think they will ever biodegrade. That's lovely. They'll be there for you forever. Something for the grandkids. T2, the Rusty Tin Edition. Yes, mine's fading fast. I don't know if there's something I can do to protect it. Keep it in WD-40. Yes. Technically, I guess they weren't expected to last. Like, what is it? What's my oldest tape here? My View to a Kill. I don't think whoever made that one is expecting it to be hanging on a wall in 50 years later. It was at 10, but I moved it to 9 because it's Mike Daig Blu-ray Films is going to be on at 10, so I thought I'd catch him, and I was ready anyway, so why not? Ben used to work at Blockbuster now. Another covers more than the actual movie in many cases. Nice. Got any funny stories? Pop them in the chat, Ben. Right, let's go to Papmaster. What did he say? His sister worked at a video store many, many moons ago, and we had every screener promotional copy we wanted. Now, who else had the screener copies? Because none of my local shops did it, but when I used to work in Carmarthen, one of those shops did it. He used to lend out the screeners. I remember Patrick Dempsey and Run was one of them. There's a few others, but I've got a few screeners upstairs. The time code never bothered me because it always ran in there, and then some of them the screen went black and white and had property of so and so. But you got to see the film a couple of months before it came out. My good friend Terence, who supplied me with most of my tapes. Thank you, Terence. Welcome. You had a collection of tapes. Terence, what have you got? Any stories to tell? Jim's here. Hello. How everyone in the chat. Thank you for the short that you posted on Instagram. I'm glad you got Bachelor Party and Parenthood. Yes, Jim's a regular renter. And he returns them, which is very nice. Makes a change. Not sure if I still have the Rusty T2s in. I know I own the DVD Steelbook of Flash Gordon, which went the same way. Oh, that's a shame. Words and pictures here. Good evening. When you were perusing the films on the shelves and someone walks directly in front of you and blocks the view, I get that now in charity shops, but the charity shops are a lot smaller than video shops, aren't they? But yeah, people have no consideration. Oh, I once had to fix a copy of In the Mouth of Madness that I snapped when I rented it. Oh dear. Was that your VHS machine doing that? When you ejected it and it still held on to it saying, I want to watch that. We once had a citywide blackout and people kept trying to come in to rent movies. First off, our systems are down, and second off, you wouldn't be able to watch it. Crazy. Oh, the electric's out. Power's out in the city. Let's go and rent some tapes. That would be my first instructions. Back when stuff was due the next day at noon. Next day at noon. Because I think my video shop, the original West Wales video shop, he used to open maybe afternoon to catch the school run, but then closed about 9 at the latest on the weekend. He wasn't open much. I had a screen of K2 when I worked at a video store. Most people had never heard of that movie, mountain climbing film with Michael Biehn. Yes, K2. It's a pretty good one, that one. What's the one from the Bond director, Martin Campbell? Was that K2? Or was that another one? Oh, Michael Myers worked in the petrol station that was half past his half video shop. Yes. That's it. A Cornish, a copy of Club magazine, and an action film with Chuck Norris, please. My favourite story working in a video shop was when a lady came in with her VCR, which was a front loader with peanut butter and jelly sandwich shoved in it, and asked if I could fix it. Gross. There were a few stories I saw earlier that children stuffing stuff in, but that could be a whole other show, I think. one of the few times I had a good conversation with someone on the counter at HMV when I bought the Flash deal. Bought it that day of release, and the guy was chuffed that I was buying it. Oh, good. Because probably going to last longer than any version of Flesh Gordon, isn't it? I used to go to an Italian cafe called Trento's in the 80s. Oh, there's posh, Terrence. They would rent kids tapes out to kids regardless of the certificate. I rented Salvador when I was 7 years old just because I could. Is that the James Woods, Jim Belushi depressing reporting on the war situation film? Is that a Blockbusters hat you have on? It is the Blockbusters. Yes, not Blockbuster, Blockbusters. I went to a screening of a couple of shows where the new guy took over, the blonde guy. But yes, well spotted, Andy. It's Blockbusters, not Blockbuster, but it's blue and yellow, so it counts. I remember Carnosaur renting it usually well. It was always checked out. I'm a fan, but it wasn't that good. That is true. Carnosaur 2 is definitely a total rip-off of Aliens. But Carnosaur's not too bad, but it's one of those everyone thought it was a Jurassic Park video because it just happened to come out around the same time, didn't it? Oh, the next one is thing from Jim. We got a letter from the government saying we needed to take off all our Tracy Lord's adult films off the rack. A week later, the story broke. Now I had that on my list, so thanks for telling it here, Jim. But yes, do not Google Tracy Lords if you can help it, as lovely as she is. Although she went on to a legitimate action career because she's in the beginning of Blade and a few other sexy movies, sexy thrillers. Hey, the movie rankers here. Well, good evening. I really missed the video store, especially 86, and I had 3 VHS for $3 for 3 days. That is a sweet deal. 3 tapes, 3 days. The other one, I think we had £5 for 5 videos for 5 days, but no new releases. Had to be over 6 months old or something like that. Oh, it's jumped. Hang on. Did you hand her a milkshake and say that would round it off nicely? Ooh. Did she also bring in a toaster with a VHS stuck inside of it? I actually told her she would be buying off a replacement VCR, and I sold her one that was used from the store. Nice. Cha-ching. Capitalism. Go for it. Dave says, a petrol station near me used to rent videos, and the only video I remember seeing in there was a Tom and Jerry, the movie, because it blew my mind that existed. Yeah, there's many Tom and Jerry rip-off movies now. There's Wizard of Oz one I think I have in my collection. How did you manage to rent Salvador at age 7? I was often carded well into my 20s. Well, obviously, you and I looked very young, Franz, because I was always... Well, they knew me in the video shop. Remember when we switched from VHS to DVD, they told us to take all the tapes off the shelves and then toss the movies. Oh, all of us employees just took boxes of tapes. Well done, Ben. Joshua, I had a video store which was right next to the Little Caesars Pizza and also had a Hollywood video store as well as a Blockbuster. It was in Lafayette, whatever. So unfortunately, I didn't go to Blockbusters. Well, personally, I never went to a Blockbuster until I was in late 20s, probably, until I moved to Bristol. What's that about the Tracy Lords connection? We literally a year apart in age, and suddenly I realized I'm technically enjoying porn I shouldn't be. Well, we're not going to go into that, but yeah. It was a problematic situation there. Tracy Lord of the Big Puffies. I was in my local video shop once, and Sally from Coronation Street was in there. Now, can you confirm it actually was her? Or is it a lookalike? One of my mates decided to open a video store in 2009. I'm still amazed. He got a bank loan to do it. Yeah. It was on the cusp, wasn't it, I guess? Let's have a look. One look at a video shop near me had an owner with lamb chops who used to let me rent anything when I was like 11 or 12. Oh, here you go, son. Oh, there's a mucky tape for you. I actually refused entry to Scary Movie 2 when I was 18. Maybe they were trying to do me a favor. I guess, yeah, I was driving by then, so I at least had a driving license. The other local one had a right mean old cow man in the counter who wouldn't serve me, so I had to get my mum to go in there and get them for me. Mum, go and get me street trash. Another great story is when a man came in to rent porn and asked me what was good. Later that night, I picked up my date, and it was her dad. I hope that's real, Jim. Hey, Adrian. Good evening to you. It was 100% Sally from Corey. Yes, nice. What was she renting? Do you see anything? One of the big chains up in here in Tartanland was AZAD Video. They went bust because they were not paying national insurance contribution, so tax fraud in the 90s. Well, you got to make a living. Sean's here. Welcome, Sean. Refused entry. I just sneaked into many films. The only way I couldn't work out how to do that because I'll tell a lie. Sometime I have done it, but I can't remember what. This big Cineworld, because they used to have 2 entries. The box office at the front, then you go into the back area of the food hall, and then it was 2 entries left and right to the cinemas. And then sometimes they had one person with a rope, so you had to go past them to get into the 2 screens. Sometimes they had one on each wall, so you had to go past them to get on the screens. But sometimes there was neither. You could just go in, but you'd already bought your ticket from the front by the time you find out. So unless you case the joint, you'd have to find out. Jim, he didn't like the idea I was dating his daughter after giving him a copy of All Holes Filled. Oh, is that... How many are there? There are about 8 of those now. Oh, not that I know. Now, there was a hidden surprise in my 100th episode of West Wales Video, if you'd have paid attention. I'm amazed my local blockbuster closed down. They left loads of printouts of what seemed like all the members' full names and addresses and phone numbers. Shit. Yes, awesome. You get the database of who's renting what and blackmail them. I remember sneaking into the Dawn of the Dead remake. Nice. I didn't have to sneak in because I was far too old that I would need to be carded. And I found out yesterday they did a sequel, Street Trash, this year. Yes. I did see that's out last month. I don't think anyone's seen it. Who did see it? So it was all right. I can't remember now. See the Blair Witch Project and Final Destination sneaking in. So that was what, 99, 2000. I was, late 20. Everyone seems to now look back at Blockbuster perfection, but I remember them being a huge chain that put out a lot of local video shop type business. They did do that. And I admit, I don't remember a small video shop being anywhere near me. I've still had a 5-10 minute drive to get to the local Blockbusters I had. I saw a blonde girl off CBBC's in the video shop once. I've forgotten her name, but she was lovely and bubbly, just like on TV. Oh, nice. Oh, what were some of the most impressive posters you saw back in the day? For me, it was Fright Night whilst going to school in 98. Yes. Well, it was Return of the Living Dead, The Stuff. I'll bring that one forth. The Return of the Living Dead from Graham Humphreys on this one. And also, typically, it was something to do with him. It was his Elm Street 2 poster. But apart from that, where is it? I did have the video store poster of Cobra. Big one. Well, not big one. Yay high. Back in the day. I had the Die Hard video poster. I had Commando. And then, lost out on all those. But I did. Fright Night's one of my favorites. And then, of course, back to the school. I think Rodney Dangerfield. Howling 2, I remember the video shop. Hey, Corey's here. Hey, Corey. Welcome. He'll be joining me for a European vacation next month. I remember renting many VHS from Extravision, which was our version of Blockbuster. In the UK, it was... Where is it? It's gone. Where's it gone? Way down there. Ritz. I should have... I think the name is free. Now I should buy it back. The Northern one with the aardvark. I don't think anyone gave a shit about data protection back then. Yeah, no, they didn't, did they? If your phone number and address and name was in a book, a giant book, so you're not getting any privacy. I still don't know if this is another dungeon or not, but isn't one single picture of the inside of a Ritz video store, even though it was a chain. That is true. I think ours was in a side of spa, and it was just a spinning rack. But whenever I Google stuff, there's very few pictures of in-stores. I know we didn't have cameras back then, but to be fair, boys tried to go out with the video store girls. She'd get them free films. If that's the only thing that they got free. With 80 blockbusters, they never had unrated horror films. This is also true. They weren't. They are looked back with fondness, but they weren't great. Yeah, I think I was a good boy. I think I remember. If not, I'll just let the video play and then rewind itself. They're finally starting getting them around that time of when they went out of business. Yes. Oh God, what's her name? I have to Google it now. Professor's here. Greetings and salutations, Professor. Still waiting for the Toxic Avenger remake. I heard that's good, but it's been shelved. Yes, another one that's been shelved. They could easily make their money back if they release that. But it is a curious one. Kristen O'Brien, not helping. I'll have to Google her quite thoroughly later. I had the original Fright Night poster on my wall for years. Ooh, nice. Because I've got... Actually, I got... Oh, where's it gone? My Fright Night. No, I'll get it. I'll keep that other one for when we get to the section. But yeah, there we go. I've got now 3 copies of Fright Night. I got... Always wanted a big box, and then I got 2 this year. And then got a little Cinema Club re-release. Typical. Can't go wrong with a bit of... Although, the one thing I hate about RCA videos is they put a barcode right around on their tapes. I got about 4 or 5 barcodes. Karate Kid's one of them. That's the retail one. Madness. Blockbuster was all right, but their horror stuff and such, yes. You could only get the good stuff at old mom and pop shops that didn't care what age you were to rent spooky stuff. Yes. Although by the time... No, I don't know. My dad was renting me stuff. But it wasn't horror, because I wasn't into horror, because I was scared. I only saw the original Street Trash earlier this year, fucked up movie, but it was committed to its premise. That is true. I only saw it for the first time maybe last year or the year before, very recently. We're talking about it. We are getting to the situation where these tapes are going to fall on one way more night, but there's the Street Trash. That's a poster that sells you the film, isn't it? Spot on, Andy. My local choices video store closed down the next day. Blockbuster put up to copy of the shop saying come and join. Oh no, that's very quick. I had a preview poster of Revenge of the Jedi that it was recalled when the movie changed the title. Unfortunately, I lost it in a fire along with all my other posters. That's a shame. Yes, Cobra is pretty awesome. It aged very well. The film and the poster. Still time for a sequel. What's your favourite, Corey? Haim or Feldman? Well, other than Wilkie, wherever he's gone. Feldman. I always like Feldman more than Haim. Because we got, was it Goonies, Friday the 13th, 4, Burbs. Yeah. But Corey Haim I didn't really like that much. Oh, that's her. She was nice. Nice. Blockbuster just didn't have any charm. They were too big. The local Melly video shop was where it's at. Yes, musty smells, cigarette smoke. Never cleaned. At least the VHS Special Elm Street 2 is Freddy, unlike the Elm Street 1 4K, which is Freddy from 2. Crazy. Can't get one thing right, can they? Although, shout out to Graham Humphreys. He did my favorite Elm Street poster too, from number 1. Andy, I would say Haim. I would say, yeah, he's the better actor and the better looking. But Corey had the Feldman had the better films. Which is rating CBP's personas. Cobra holds up. Yeah, never try cutting pieces with scissors. Yeah, it's going to be cold. Solid enough that it can cut easily with the scissors. I remember seeing Peter Jackson's King Kong in the cinema with air conditioning. It was like sitting in an oven. With no air conditioning. Okay. I was saying with air conditioning and in an oven. there were two local video stores, and my first video store was rented was one from Commando and Rodeo from the other, which explains so much about my childhood. It's awesome. I'd love to get my son to watch Commando. I used to like Feldman the most, but nowadays I pick Haim. Feldman seems a right arsehole. Yes, modern Feldman from the last 20 years. What was the last film? I'm trying to think. I've actually seen him. Small part in Bordello of Blood, doesn't he? But that's 30 years ago nearly now. Oh, and The Grumpy Neighbor. It was on slow for keeping up appearance. Once came in, I worked in two. He was grumpy in real life too. He did look the sort to be grumpy in real life too. What was the tape you rented the most again and again? For me, it was Poltergeist. I think mine were not so grand. I think Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan, Friday, Jason Goes to Hell. I remember getting a lot. And because I started watching them in the early 90s, so there's a lot of those just hanging around. And Return to Salem's Law, I think, was another one. Because I had a lot of class. My video shop was very small. They had a less selection than this. We didn't have cameras back then. All right, we didn't have cameras at hand back then. We're not that old. No, we're not. There were cameras because how many pictures have you got of you at school that isn't a professional photo? Don't mention copying Michael Jackson when you see Feldman. Name is the best. All right, I'm a minority. Oh, those were yes, those barcodes on the spine look so shit. You got to think of all the places to put it, right on the spine where people display usually, don't they? My sisters would just rent girls would want to have fun, breakdance and Dirty Dancing, which holds the record for the most rented video of the 80s. Dirty Dancing is definitely the most rented, and that came out in 88, so it had 2 years, isn't it? I would never want to meet Feldman, nor would I. I have thought about inviting him a few times, but then I thought better against it when I saw what he's like. Oh, I have video posters. Evil Dead 2, Creepers, Intruder. Also got a few Video Trade weekly top 50 chart posters from 1983. Ooh, lovely. Send the pictures of the charts my way. Turn the Blu-rays. I'll put them on a chart show. I actually do sometimes cut pizza with scissors. Show off. I bet you got a match in your mouth as well all the time. You're not like you're singing, no. Good question, Franz. I remember saying to my mate, do you think they will mind me renting the same tapes over and over again? He was like, what are you on about? Yeah, you're just giving them money. My video shop they used to have 2-3 copies, maybe of something like Terminator 2 when it came out. And then, of course, they'd go 6 months later into a different section. A few months after that, up to the extra copies would go up on the shelf to buy for about $5, which is ridiculous when you could buy the retail for $9.99, or you could buy the extra rental for a $5, which I did, but unfortunately I got rid of them. All right, hang on. Let's do Smokey Chew MC says he grew up in an area of Glasgow as a kid that didn't have a video store. Glasgow was so poor, so they had to have a guy on the estate that would go around the doors, give out lists of films. He would pay £1 a night, and the VHS quality was absolute shit. We got Tommy's Vinyl Vault from Finland. In one normal day, a guy ran into the store with a second guy who came running behind him with a machete. They ran a couple of circles around the Laserdisc crates and then ran out the door. Nice. So Dave in the chat has got everyone Savoy. I remember going into a mom and pop store. See, I never even heard of that until YouTube days recently, last 5 years. That backed onto the actual house, and the bell on the main door didn't ring, so nobody came to me. I was there on my own for about 25 minutes and just left. Although after about 10 minutes, I popped my head in the doorway and I could see them in their living room. So there you go. Yes, my Wash Bales video was the same. It was a converted house. So what was the living room was the video store. And then they had the counter at the back that went off with a door into the house. I did find a picture on Google Images, but it doesn't look the same. That's why I had to use another picture for the actual video store. that is in the same town of Llanybydder. That's why I like to go. Oh, I like you too, Professor. Most people would be like, one copy of Fright Night might would do, but here he is showcasing 3 copies. Why not own 3 copies? Yeah, 3 indeed. Oh, never liked that Haim that much. I think Feldman was actually a better actor in his youth. That might be true. I still have the vintage video poster of all that jazz when it was released on magnetic video before 20th Century Fox knew what to do with video. Nice. I hope it's sealed in a lead crate. There used to be a woman I fancied in a local shop called Titles. I had to read that carefully. When I found out she knew who Al Long was, I fancied her even more. Nice. The video shop I went to, the one in Aberystwyth, was a, I guess, middle-aged woman in her late 30s. She was in there more often than not. I don't remember seeing anyone else because I used to go to the video shop on a Friday lunchtime for school. You were allowed out into town, and then I'd book whatever the new release was coming out on the Saturday. Stuff came out on a Saturday, I think. And then my dad worked in that town. On the Saturday morning, he would pick it up, bring it home. Anyone seen Partners with John Hurt? That's one he picked for me. But yes, knowing who Al Leong is, a keeper. I remember we went to Aliens and the Fly. Nice. My blockbuster had a smell too. Well, yes, if you saw my intro video, there's the Rick Moranis one. Was it Jumbo Video? I can't remember now. They used to give you a little bag of free popcorn as you wandered around looking, which is a very nice touch. Hey, Mr. Dan and Horror, welcome. I remember renting Batman Returns on VHS. Showing your age now. I haven't seen that in the video shop. Cinema, I mean. I raw dogged it to raw deal at the drive-in in '86. Too much information, Jim. But it's a bit more tasteful than the story I might be reading later. One of my local video shops had 50 copies of 89 Batman. It looked so impressive on the shelves. I bet it did. But whenever I see the Blockbuster ones, it's like a whole row of Dirty Dancing. Even that's impressive. I remember this one kid rented the movie Life Force 32 days in a row. Eventually, I just sold it to him for an extra $10. Where's my Life Force? Because I'm not 100% sold on the video, but technically that is nudity. She is not wearing any clothes, but she is a bit of a Barbie doll as stuff. So. But not in the film, she's not. Whoa. Show my age here, but as a 90 kid, I rented GoldenEye and The Big Lebowski a lot. Nice. I still can't understand why I didn't see GoldenEye in the cinema. I must have been a bit of a snob. Reading movies here. Good evening. As a 6-year-old, I remember wanting to rent Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown on an almost weekly basis. My video shop had very lacking in the kids department. I haunted the horror section at the back mostly. There was a beaded curtain next to it, which led to a different area. Never dared go in there. Ooh, that's unusual in the UK, isn't it? We had the same with Clear the Clouds from Outer Space. We sold it to a girl who had rented it like 10 times. Well, yes, because where is it? The Bronson's assassination. When did that come out? 86 or something. £75 to buy. So yeah, if you rent it out for £2 ago, you got a good way to go. I didn't think that. I don't think the kid I sold Life Force to was enjoying the movie the same way the girl was enjoying Killer Clowns. At least I hope not. Well, you got a clown thing. Oh, he's the captain. Greetings, Captain. What was the video game rental situation like in the UK back then? That was a huge business in the States. In my neck of the woods, it was piss poor. I think eventually in the mid-90s, maybe even later, you could rent out games, but I never saw a shop that rented out games older than, I think, PlayStation 1, I remember. But I never remember anything earlier than that, and they certainly didn't rent out game consoles. But welcome, Captain. There's something about independent video stores back when it was so memorable. The carpet, the dirty plastic video cover sleeves, and the little numbered circles on them. You know, I don't think I've got any rentals on it. Hang on. Well, this one's got a barcode on the side as well. But yeah, trouble is, a lot of the rentals, they take all the bloody stickers off, thinking it will sell that. Don't think I've got any with numbered stickers on. Let's have a look. No, they're all missing. Bastards. Let's have a look. Also a nice touch when they match. Hey, Matt's here. Welcome, Matt. So I'm on his channel Sunday night. I'm still amazed my local mum pop store basically council estate had a copy of Roger and Me, the documentary about Ford. I'm sure they must have bought it by accident. Oh yes. I was probably thinking it was about Roger Moore or something. All right, hang on. Before you carry on, I'll go back to 1983, where we have the closest video store to our house was about 30 minutes away due to traffic. They had overnight rentals, so when my dad would go and rent a movie on a Friday, he'd return it on a Saturday, and then on that trip he'd say, well, I'm here already, may as well rent another. And then we'd have to return that movie on the Sunday. Well, I'm here already, may as well rent another, and so on. And then you and you had to pay an annual fee to become a member of the video store. It's insane how expensive rentals were back in the early days, which is all true. I remember my dad having to write a check. I think it was for like £75 to cover the cost of the video if it broke. And then it was a deposit, so you'd get it back if you left. But I don't think anyone ever left. So they kept the money for themselves, didn't they? Oh, done that one. I watched Poltergeist on VHS as a rental as a kid, and that night, the worst and most powerful nightmare I've had to this day. Bloody hell. I know Frightly Forgotten channel, they don't like Poltergeist. Yeah. There are two reasons he was renting Life Force. Patrick Stewart and what else I've got? Who's it? Colin. What's his name? Henry Mancini's music, I'm going to say. Depending which version. Oh, take care, Jim, if you're still here. I missed your message because I'm way behind. Wish I'd been old enough to do frequent video shops in the nasty years. It was basically free for all. It would have been awesome. Yeah. Long time no see, Cat Shark. Right. What have I got? I need to update my list, yeah.
I just would like to say to all of you, kiss my ass, you rotten.
Disappointed. Big crew tonight. Sorry if I missed anyone. Yes. Welcome, everyone. Did anyone have a video shop where they had under-the-counter tapes, banned films, XXX tapes? Or is it just a myth? The one in Llanrwst, the West Wales video shop, only had allowed porn, Strap-on Sally with no penetration, Making Love, the educational videos, but the other one I occasionally went to, or someone else went to it where I worked, they would pass around the XXX and the screeners, as it were. Best VHS in Stockbert was AVVA Video, Hollywood Nights, Club 29. There were about 4 in the local area, some of them good for the free mags, 2 plus the occasional arcade machines. Yes, I did see some stories where they had arcade machines, they had pizza shops, all in one place. Genius. Some days I wouldn't even rent any. I'd just stop by and look at the covers and read the synopsis back. If the right people were there, would enjoy some fine movie tour. Good times. Well, thank you, Professor. That is true. The local one I went to never seemed to have anyone in there. That's why Lamb Chops was always grateful when I came in and let me rent it, I think. So this one had rentals were $2 to $4 a night, which was about $6 to $12 in today's dollars. Is that expensive? Because, yeah, I remember about £2-3 for a rental for a night or 2 nights. Let's see. So some had a back room where you could see porn titles, or smaller places would have binders with the titles inside for adults to look through. How posh. Talking to cameras, I didn't take one single picture of the inside of my local favorite cinema, the Savoy, and one day I found one on the internet. I nearly fell over. Oh, that's always good when you find something like that. Get to see the captain. I saw The Fly in 1987. I went to the Celtic game the next day, and all I could think about was Sheena Davis giving birth to a maggot. That's not going to leave my brain dying. Life Force 32 Render must have generated about half a year's half of that movie's profits. Yes. That kid who rented Life Force seems to be the coolest person ever. So has anyone seen Gladiator 2? Don't think I can muster up the energy to go and see it. Same here. I can't be bothered. I heard it's exactly the same story as the original, but with sharks and mutant baboons. I'm still I'm still waiting for the porno gladiator to behave, Terrence. So behave. I don't even know Gladiator 1. I'm like 99% of the films I've seen. Ooh, 99.9%. I remember renting out RoboCop. See, I first saw that on a retail. I think it was probably coming up. It was Christmas time. I was staying at a friend's house, and we watched it. Didn't bother me, luckily, even though I was a lightweight back then. The band films were fine to have a full display until about 84 when the police started showing up. Yeah, they used to take them down and make you box them up. But yeah, Bearded Curtain, I knew that was going to come back to haunt me. Electric Blue, yes. Here we go, Electric Blue. Poor Terrence. He's lucky enough to have Electric Blue number 4 on Betamax, but he can't play it. I always thought Gladiator was overrated. Even at the time, I would have I had to agree that Gladiator would have been a better endeavor. I used to love Gladiator. I still love the music, but last time I watched the film, I was very disappointed. Never rented any games. PlayStation games must have been scratched to fuck by the time a lot of kids had rented them out and destroyed them. Indeed. What about Electric Light and Blue? I wonder how many people confused the two. Me, for one. That's a dark, serious, horrible film, really. In the early 90s, my mates used to rent Mega Drive games. We used to rent Toe Jam and Earl for a few weekends until we completed it. That was good. It didn't have 100 hours of playtime. £3,000 worth of downloadable content. Just a game you could play and finish. I remember seeing the trailer for Roger Me at the end of Gremlins 2 rental tape. Ooh, even as a kid, I thought more sounded whiny. So his book on television was funny, but yeah, when he gets into politics, it's taking that back and complaining that there are no nude women. Yeah, well, there might be. I can't remember if there is. Maybe 1 or 2 naked women that should look blind or blue, but maybe. Oh, first saw the flight on ITV. They actually showed it uncut, so I'm guessing someone at ITV was a fan. It's amazing that they show all that. With Lethal Weapon and Dard 2 are cut to ribbons. The Melon Farmer. Let's have a look. Before I get to that, let's have another thing here. Then around 86 or 87, Top Gun was sold for $20 in stores. It was subsidized by having Top Gun Pepsi ad before the movie. And that created a consumer market for home video that had been untapped. Prior to this, VHS tapes were priced for video stores at about $99 to purchase. I was shocked that I had a friend who owned Star Wars on VHS in 1985, specially ordered from the video store. $282 in today's money. They love Star Wars, I guess. Speaking of Roger Moore, I just watched The Man Who Haunted Himself, the last role he played before Bond. Yes, I remember seeing that on TV back in the day. It's where he has dual roles, isn't it? Sort of horror film. Movie fan, welcome. Love the newsagent's video shot combo. Buy your video today purely for the latest video news. Video today, yes. I always liked Video World myself. Had good posters on that one. I love Gremlins 2 on VHS. Had a different scene for the theatrical version when the film breaks. Yes, it goes all staticky, doesn't it? They'll get a few videos with snacks, exactly. No snacks in my shop. Trying to work out some of the posters I see. What's this? That's Police Academy 3. Is that Beastmaster? Funhouse? And Morons from Outer Space? Is that Invasion of the Body Snatchers and Killer Clowns and Zombies? Can't say I'm motivated to see Gladiator 2. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do well. In the 80s, going to the video store where they actually find out what films even existed before internet. This was a search engine and browse to discover films. I would get my Halliwells out, but I might knock my computer off. They had John Wayne instead of Hulk Hogan. Yeah, a dubbed John Wayne. Get those varmints out of here. It took ITV years to screen The Fly. It was 1994. I was 11. Love that film and still do. It's just a few bits of it. Gross me out still. I remember thinking Electric Glide in Blue was filth because it sounded so much like Electric Blue. Yes. If you get the Lethal Weapon retail, that's the grey box with the handcuffs where they're in the picture. It says on the back Electric Glide in Blue. And there's another couple of films on there. And it was always the Electric Glide in Blue that piqued my interest. Yes, Gladiator 2 looks tacky and cheap looking. Where did the 300 million goes? On the Korean digital artists, I'm guessing. I always thought Soldier Blue was a porno. Yes, my Soldier Blue upstairs is heavily cut, apparently. But the poster is of a Native American girl who's fully nude. But you see a handcuff from the back, and it's just a back picture of her. That's the film, Soldier Blue. It's like, oh, sexy. And then you watch the film, and it isn't. The thrill of finding amazing titles when it isn't easily all Googleable. Yes, indeed. I used to get catalogs from my local video shop in my town. Unfortunately, the only one I have left is from 1987. Yeah, you think this one? I don't know when. This is a. I got one upstairs from a. Yeah, these have got DVDs in there. So, what's the other films? Doctor Dolittle 2 is out November 26th. Oh, that's this week. Bridget Jones's Diary, Pearl Harbor, Man Returns. Got one that's a mobile shop one, but there's no pictures. There was a tiny video shop that was literally like a cupboard. I remember seeing a poster for Bud 2, Bud the Chud every time I walk past the building. I think of it. Yeah, my first video shop was a wardrobe, basically. Where I rented Empire Strikes Back, Rocky 3, and Blade Runner on a weekly basis. Gladiator 2 is a 5 out of 10 film, not worth the cinema trip. Wait for the stream. Thank you, movie fan. I suspected as much. I think they even showed RoboCop like 7 or 8 years after its release as a premiere. Yeah, exactly. A film you've seen 1,000 times. Like I said, I was not a fan of Governor, but it's faultless on a technical level. Yes, bringing back poor Oliver Reed from one. Yes, saw Soldier Blue for the first time a few weeks back. Hell of a film. Indeed it is. Even by 80 standards, the Electric Blue were absolute shite. They had, well, yes, they were, but they had very attractive women. If you could see them to the static and pixel, no, not pixelated, grain. But a lot of the 90s sex thriller women were in Electric Blues because all they were a compilation of clips, weren't they? So they weren't, most of them weren't specially made. I need to track down that Joe Guest one, though. Still not seen it, dude. Unless Jetting just not interested. Worth it. The ending is still shocking. The ending is shocking. Make sure you get the Blu-ray. That's the uncut version. I think there's 2 Blu-rays, the cut version and the uncut. But it's got Don Pleasance in it, and it starts off like a Western, then there's a romance section, and then it goes full off the rails. The Old Man Atlantic Preset is the only time Soldier Blue was ever released uncut in the UK. Yeah, I believe that. I rented a Mega Drive game once off the title. It was called Magical Flying Hat Turbo Adventure. One of those Japanese games, was it? Here's where I see a recycled story about a friend of his, when we were at school trying to rent the Cannon and Ball film Boys in Blue and being refused as its owner thought it was a porn. It's a PG. It does have that lovely girl in it that I can remember. I always fancied in the 80s. ITV showed RoboCop, Total Recall before RoboCop. They showed the former uncut and the latter in an embarrassing inept TV cut. No, makes no sense. Yes, I remember the first robbery goes to in the off license, and it's like, forget you, isn't it? He shouts. Did you ever get any of those anti-theft stickers? Oh, on VHS and DVDs, the ones with the metal inside them. Oh yes, they have come out as damaging the players anymore. Yeah, I got a few. Some of them put them in the boxes. Some of them put them on the tapes, but I haven't got many of them because most of the people took them off. I think I'll rather fall into a lime pit when it's raining than go see Wicked. Yes, I did enjoy the stage music. I saw it once over 10 years ago now in London. But the new film is, what is it? 2.5 hours long, if not longer. And it's only part 1. Love The Fly and its sequel. Yeah, the sequel's very sad as well. Puts me off with the dog. I remember them showing Total Recall Uncut. Their sources for film acquiring are very varied. They're Cobra and the Protector, maybe Prince of the City and the Handcuff collection. Yeah, she might be right there. It was the Armando Sante film where he's the private investigator. I think I remember that Fly 2 was shown on ITV around 93. There you go. Underrated, yes. Chris Wallace did a great job with that. The DVD of Soldier with a random cowboy on the front, which makes it look like a harmless John Wayne film. Yeah, see, they were lying. Spot turns the Handcuff collection. I think that's supposed to be spot on, maybe. Did anyone ever rent a film, but it was always out, unavailable, and you never got to watch it? Ooh, it always took me ages to see RoboCop as it was always out. Yes, it's always out in my shop upstairs as well. I don't think so. But well, yeah, maybe not on VHS, maybe, or maybe not on rental. I eventually got to see it though. Yeah, the dog scene just is very upsetting in Fly 2. You can never tell when ITV are going to edit their own films or use dodgy US TV network cuts. He goes, yes, the NTSC resolution always changed. Electric Blues were riddled with 80s hair, which just didn't do it for me. What, the big hair? The big 80s hair? Or anyway, hey, keep it clean. Jamie's here. Welcome, Jamie. I still cannot watch The Fly 2 because of the dog scene and the ending. Yeah. Wish the extended cut of Cobra was available. 41 minutes cut to get more screenings to make more box office. Yeah. No, cut this shit out. Bin it. Idiots. I cannot argue. It was so tepid. Some of it is like a 2000s land mag. That is true. I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about. Always nice to see Jamie, yes. Right. Still blows my mind that Louise Germain was in Electric Blue. That woman disappeared from the face of the earth. Who is she then? Doesn't ring a bell. It amused me that I phoned my local video store to ask them to save me a copy of Jason Takes Manhattan. I wanted to see it so much. Exactly. Same. I don't know if I ordered it or just got it. That's it. Suzanne Danielle from Boys in Blue. Lots of early TV shows in the 80s. Yeah, usually in stockings or suspenders. She was in Carry On Emmanuel, where she remains clothed, and it's Kenneth Williams that's all nude, which is fucking disappointing. Yes, Louise Germain is definitely ringing a bell. Everyone's Googling her now. I love the anti-parity ad with the guy in the market. Train spine. They're all talking in Scotch, aren't they? Terrence is going to go on a rampage again. You wouldn't steal a car, would you? That's it. Susan Danielle was in Carry On Emmanuel. She was in Dennis Potter's Lipstick on Your Collar with a pre-fame Ewan McGregor. Soldier Blue was apparently much worse originally after the test audience basically rioted. It was trimmed down to the current uncut version. Bloody hell, how bad was it? Rocky 4, 5, 7. I did always demand a genuine cassette from a video shop. I don't remember anyone renting anything that had Coronation Street taped on it or was piss poor quality that was fake. But they were out on hire. I'm mostly just one of the guys. Clean is a very loose definition to me. Nice. Welcome, one of the guys. It was a good 10 years before Rocky Balboa came out. The release date for Back to the Future on VHS rental in the UK has stuck me since I was a kid. November 28th, 1986. Here, have some. Here, have some of us Crime Stoppers. Ooh, tracking's touchy. Yes, these people have seen a lot of VHS tapes. I always remember a soft porn tape I had in HMV called Ugly Chicks. Who is that? That's oral contract, not what it's printed on. Hey, Gavin's here. Great channel. Oh, used to have a mobile video library back in the day. I remember using the big blaster to get around the Macrovision. Shh. Keep up the good work. Great memories. Oh, thank you, Gavin. It's very nice to meet you. But yes, we had a state car came around. Or maybe not. Maybe it was just a big boot. But yeah, it opened the boot, all the tapes, and then I just rented Thundercats every time. And then that was like £1 for a week or £2 for a week, and then he'd come back and do it all over again. He didn't do it much though, because we were out in the middle of nowhere, so it probably cost him a lot of money in petrol. Those red edged RCA tapes were so cool. I was going to thrill when opening the case and finding the tape. Boy, was a red one easily pleased. I don't think I've got any of those down here. No, I think they're all upstairs. I think Three Amigos is one. Yeah, nuts. I don't know any of those. I remember the Ghostbusters one. Anyone remember the Armstrong and Miller spoof from Video Piracy? It was pretty funny. I have to look that up. Macrovision. Boo. YouTube keeps recommending me Boys in Blue. There you go. Thanks for YouTube promoting piracy. Yes. The full version of Boys in Blue is on YouTube. I watched it earlier this year. Again. Well, let me see. But there was always a safe window between theatrical and home video release. Then Batman 89 changed that. They released the VHS. They released the movie on VHS for sale about 3 to 4 months after the movie came out. But yes, remember that popular movie stayed in theaters for a year in the early mid-80s to mid-80s. I saw Beverly Hills Cop on summer, and the next summer it was still playing in our local small second-run theater. Batman on VHS rode the advertising campaign for the theatrical release to sell through tape. Naturally, exhibitors were angry. Often it seems studios and distributors were constantly trying to crush exhibitors while relying on them. So look. Tons of good memories from the late 80s, early 90s. The one that sticks in my mind the most is when Forrest Gump released on VHS. I remember walking in and the entire new release section was nothing but Forrest Gump as far as the eye could see. Probably at least 100 boxes on display. And then one of them was Forrest Hump. Like the red RCA boxes and spines. Less thrilled about the privacy warnings at the start. They did drag on. I will need to send you the White Knights on VHS. Ghostbusters on beta. You can't send me Ghostbusters on beta. You get a fortune for that. But Merry Christmas, me. I watched Judge Dredd on YouTube yet. Yes, I saw that. That's been promoted for me. I thought, well, how the hell is that on there and not been taken down? I know a lot of new films like the camera rips from cinemas are on YouTube, and then someone reports them and they get taken down, but then someone just uploads it again. Ooh, White Knights. I used to love that film. It's been ages since I've seen it. I'm trying to think which one White Knights is. I always confuse it with White Sands. You might as well. You'll never get 4K because of the mouse. It's amazing. Heaven pirouettes. I really miss when CinemaSins were local paper on adverts which were printed like little cinema film strips. Yes, which the film name in each cell on the film strip. Odeon, ABC, and some yes, Canon Films Cinemas. I got I remember papers used to have a full page of a poster. I got Superman 3 poster, well, picture from a newspaper from '83. And then the magazines used to have a full page. I used to have, originally a Highlander advert from Cummings Cinema, and the list of cinemas at the bottom. But yes, it was good times. Never cared for Forrest Hump. Great music, special effects, but goddamn, Jenny rumors the music. Worst villain in movie history. She is evil. Evil. Anyone remember the advert for, I think, the Scotch Video Head Cleaners where the skeleton dude says, "Psst, got any dirty videos?" No, but I got to find it now. Professor Hump, is that the X-rated version? Yes, it's on the shelf next to Shaving Private Ryan's Privates. I remember seeing for seeing Short Circuit. I think I was. Yes, I love the skeleton guy. Re-record, not fade away. Re-record, not fade away. I did use him temporarily for a few videos. Best porno parody title. Best porno parody titles. I once saw a League of Their Moans. Nice. You can write that down. Teletext was good for cinema listens. Yes. I thought it had ours because maybe it did have the Commodore Cinema in Aberystwyth. From just the word short circuit in text. There you go. Wasn't it the X-ray fish? Sorest rump. Hello, Tosh. Got us a Seba. Yes, I remember that advert too. That's a good one. The Slutty Professor. Beverly Hills Cock. Bear Bunner. Bummer. Surely isn't Shaving Ryan's Privates. Yes. Scott Scanson used to scare me as a kid, as did Max Headroom. Edward Penis Hands, Little Shop of Horrors. Yes, and welcome Ben in our lowered the tone everyone has. Well, I don't know, because I'm an angel, but it sounds like winner for us who like that rump stuff exactly. I can honestly, I've never watched a porn parody film. Well, not even Flesh Gordon, Dave. There's an amazing YouTube poop of that. Toshi Barat. Yeah, right. What we got? When I was a little kid, we lived literally across the street from a place called Home Video Gallery, run by a middle-aged dude who didn't give a shit about what we rented, as long as it wasn't porn. And boy, was I exposed to so many weird, violent horror movies in those days, laughing my ass off. The porno section was closed off by pegboard walls. My friends and I used to peek through the holes to look at the covers. Hello, darling. We'll have a look at this. In the early 2000s, I got a job at Hollywood Video, and I could write a whole book based on the crazy interaction with customers there. Old people accidentally renting mockbusters. That's exactly what they're for, including the porn parody Pirates of the Caribbean with the sex removed. Dudes angrily returning Brokeback Mountain. Customers getting mad when the new release isn't available on VHS or refusing to switch to DVD. So there we go. DVD boo. Oh, we're still going on there. I actually own a porn parody of Friends. Jamie. Contraband. I haven't seen Flesh Gordon. Oh dear. It's probably so tame, it's probably on YouTube. Let's have a look. Robin Hood, Prince of Sheaves. Are these real or are these just ones you want to buy? The one thing Blockbuster Video did introduce me was Haagen-Dazs. I think that might be true for me as well. Never gone back. Normal naughty tapes had horrible covers, no creativity at all. At least the parodies tried. So I've heard, yes. Wouldn't know myself, no. Neither me. No, I've got no clue either, Professor. Naughty. The only saw Morris on Outer Space once late night. My God, that film is crap. I went to the cinema to see Morris from Outer Space because I was a fan of Mel Smith and Griffith Jones. Used to watch Not the 9 O'Clock News and Smith and Jones. Alas, Smith and Jones, or Alias. Yeah, Alas, Smith and Jones, because the Western series was Alias Smith and Jones, wasn't it? But I loved it as a kid, and then I rented it as well back in the day, and then I saw it years later, and it was terrible, and then I watched it a few weeks ago, and it's god-awful. But 12 Angry Boobs is a nice even number. Shaft and Diode will never get I still remember someone asking Alex Cox, isn't Amazing Brokeback Mountain as a gay Western? And said, aren't all Westerns gay? I really wanted to like Morons, but it wasn't good. Wilt was a bit better. I still need to see that, don't you? Oh, Playmate of the Apes, the Naughty parody I showcased. Yes, of course, Professor remembers that. I almost ventured into Lena Quigley's workout video, or the other one, the hot tub one I was on about. But we'll see, maybe tomorrow night. I remember the Haagen-Dazs freezes my local box says 2. I haven't had Daz since before the lockdown. Should be some, but it never lasts. Yes, I always get the Haagen-Dazs. Love that stuff, especially yeah. Started off plain vanilla, then I went to cookies and cream, and now it's strawberry cheesecake is my favorite. Here's Jay. Him and I will be discussing ballads. Is it next week? The 80s ballads is this Monday. Saw Morons from Outer Space at the Warner West End Cinema in Leicester Square when it was released. Oh, that big trumps me. Great cinema. Oh yeah, I was going to see the Warner West End. Now I saw Terminator 2 in one of the Leicester Square ones. I can never remember if it's Odeon or the other one. I think I also saw Gladiator in it as well. The Tall Guy. It's a good Mel Smith movie. Yes, I don't. Is he in it? I can't remember. Rowan Atkinson's in it. I paid money to see Morons in the cinema. Same here. Oh, my dad did. Love Wilt. Morons sucks. They don't even see Smith and Jones a double act together till the last scene. Yes, sadly true. Wow. Yeah, spent many happy times in the cinemas back in the day. It'd take me a lot to go back now to the Leicester Square now. Yes, I can imagine it's full of kids, and it probably costs about £40 for a ticket, and there's just be people on their phone for the whole show. There's a street near me where I grew up called Moran Road, which always amuses me because I'm stupid. Well, do you know what moron is? Well, if you say moron in Welsh, it means something else in English. Fish food flavour hangdas is nice. A bit too much. I'm not 100% sure about having big chunks of hard chocolate in ice cream. I remember the Alamo. Sorry, this is where werewolf references coming in. Was the Odeon Leicester Square for T2? Sorry, there myself was. Oh, there you go. Maybe at the same time. I was in London in the early 90s looking for work. But I worked. The only job I could get was where I was living, which was in Putney, and it was in a laundry, a massive industrial laundry for hotels and stuff. So it was just like the Mangler. Feed this giant sheet through this thing, and it'll fold it and it'll dry it, fold it, and get it ready at the other end. And I was the only white guy on the floor. All the us, the only other white guys were the management. Cheeky Monkey is always my favorite. What's the one with the caramel swirl in the middle? Oh, that's Ben and Jerry's, isn't it? I'm sure over 6 minutes was cut from Orange for a PG. Yes, I should imagine so. Wish I got to go to the Scala. Oh, that's a good one. Probably the funny bits. Damn, that's a joke I should have got to. I've always astounded me Lucasfilm chose Mel Smith to direct Ladioland's movies. That's a good point. Nothing against Mel, but I just like him. Just never saw it coming in a million years. Leicester Square is very different now. Not as good. Love the Prince Charles Cinema there. I saw Young Frankenstein screening with Mel Brooks. Q&A after. Awesome. Yeah. Every time. Last time I went to Leicester Square, it was only a few years ago, but it's all just... It's not even a tourist trap. And it was just... what was it? American sweet shops. Every other shop. I know they've brought back... Isn't it HMV's come back? I used to go to Tower Records and the big HMV. Not the laundrette. Yes. Hey, Jay lived in Putney too. Yes, there you go. Very expensive houses. Luckily, the people I was staying with, it was like 3-4 stories high, very thin but tall, and then they even dug out the basement to have a room in there. Anyone remember the Alien Wars place exhibit experience thing in the Trocadero? Yes, I never went to it. I always tempted, but then I thought, it's just people jumping out at me. But in my Alien Facehugger VHS box set, there's a voucher for a discount for that thing. Only Arnie films I got to see in the cinema: Jingle All the Way, Junior, and Collateral Damage. Fucking shambles. That is right. Hang on, head and shame. Although it is Jingle All the Way with in a few weeks with this director. So, but first Arnie I saw in the cinema, Twins. I think that was his first PG because I was too young for the others. Anything salted caramel or cookie dough is going to be delish. Yes, cookie dough. That's the other one I had as well. Cookies and cream, cookie dough. I had the Alien Trilogy box set, which had the 2-for-1 pass. Yes, there you go. I think, yeah. There's 2 Alien box sets I have. One's the widescreen one, and then one's the non-widescreen one. One has all 4 films, and one has 3 films and the making of the 4th film, which is crazy. The HMV Oxford Fleet came back this year, but is it all American sweets? I went to Scala for a few good years. Oh, lucky. I went to Trocadero when Sega World was there. It was glorious. Yes, Sega World was amazing. I went on the afterburner thing and a spinny thing, so you just do proper wheels, rolls and stuff. It was £1 and just fucking launch missiles and fire machine guns and just spin around trying to shoot these fucking things. I think Morris did okay at the US box office because Smith and Jones were popular on TV. It bombed big time in America. Can't imagine why. I generally laughed, as you could see. Twins was the first Arnie movie for me as well. There you go. Me and Terrence. Arnie Brothers. The Sega R360. Yes, indeed. Right, where did I get to? Message in a bottle. Nope. It's all right. We had a Blockbuster membership where you paid a monthly fee and you could go check out 2 movies at once and swap them out as many times as you wanted. My brother kept renting Grandma's Boy, which I wasn't much of a fan of. I went to swap it out for something else, for which was probably the 3rd time that month, and the girl at the counter took the DVD out of the box and snapped it in half in front of me, saying, "Fuck this stupid bullshit." I wanted to marry her, but I was also embarrassed that she thought I personally rented Grandma's Boys 3 times in 1 month. Now, I was going to try and find sexy stories from the video store, but the only ones I can find are gay ones. There's lots of men and ladies getting off with other men and ladies. Oh, I don't want keeping it. It's a very long story, but it might be too sexy for you people. So let's carry on with So this is, I played City League Baseball when I was a kid. We had games every Friday, and after the game, some sort of families in the team would go to Peter Piper Pizza, an Arizona chain. We had a blast eating pizza and playing the arcade for an hour. Afterwards, my parents would take us to the video store next door, a mom and pop shop, which was great. And then we'd get some movies, and I would get a SNES for the weekend. Great memories. I remember the internet cafe in the Trocadero. £1 for a minute, bloody hell. You have to be quick on the porn for that one. The R360 machine still seems like even to me, yes. Arnie movies I saw in the theatre. Oh, she's going to shop now. Conan the Destroyer, Commando, Predator, Running Man, Total Recall, T2, True Lies, End of Days. I'm sure I missed a few. I saw Total Recall was the first. I think I was 18 by the time that came out. T2, True Lies, End of Days, yes. Collateral Damage I saw. I didn't see Jingle All the Way. But yes. Yes, Brit humour, never travel, really translated out any of the carry-ons or predictable in the States. I'm trying to think of, did 4 Weddings, Notting Hill, I can't even remember if they did well. The Oxford Street HMV is stocked up with a match with discs and vinyls. Yes, they had the vinyls tat and candy, but the discs are at the forefront. Nice. But their vinyls are like 30 quid an album now, isn't it? It's cheaper to buy the original on eBay than it is to buy a new re-release. Actually, I've seen Predator and Total Recall at cinema, but on re-releases, they don't catch. No, they don't, Michael Myers. I recommend FOPP in Comic Garden, owned by HMV now. A decent old school video rental store with vinyl. Oh, nice. Even when Brit comedies do make it a minute, they usually flash in the pan. Dudley Moore, Russell Brand. Yes, well, Dudley Moore had a good innings. He had late 70s to early 90s, didn't he? If you look at his list, you'll not know half the films he did, but was it Best Defense, Unfaithfully Yours, and stuff like that. But yeah, he did have a lot more. I think Russell Brand only had the 2 films, didn't he? Arthur, which was Dudley Moore remake, and then Get Him to the Greek. I guess he was in cameo in that other film. Oh, Jamie says it counts. Hey, Mr. DS Gen Z. Predator 4 times, Total Recall 4 times at the pictures. Nice. Is that originally or re-release? I don't think I saw any Arnie movies at the cinema. Well, maybe if you're too young, because what's the last one? One of the Expendables or something. Biggest VHS that now was my mate rented Mac and Me for his birthday party. Total buzzkill. Could have had a clown instead. When I walk to work, I go past a car with the number plate R360. I always wonder why the owner likes the machine, or it's just a coincidence. First I saw was Commander. Nice. Saw Total Recall on big screen in 2021 when the lockdowns were eased. My local brought out the classic movies to convince people to come back. Yeah, I think they're still doing that, aren't they? They realise it works because there's trash in new releases. Oh, yes, Lee Evans didn't really cash in on something about Mary or Mouse Hunt. Yeah, 2 good films. I do love Mouse Hunt. But yeah, that is correct. Then we had Lenny Henry, Rick Mail, all tried. I'm trying to think if there's anyone that actually made it, a comedian in America. I guess no, I don't think even the Monty Python ones are that successful. I saw Arnie when I was in the audience for a taping of the Johnny Vaughan movie watch show. Interviewed him in a church setting for the End of Days release. Oh, nice. Predator still the best experience in the cinema ever. The speakers were cranked right up. It was absolutely deafening and fucking awesome. Cool. I saw a Razor, then End of Days at the cinema. Yeah, I've seen both of those at the cinema. And Collateral Damage. And Terminator 3. I remember that being a good interview. Thunderman is one of my favourite American films. Was a British comedian, I guess. Yeah, that's before it became a phantom, wasn't it? Hey, Bob's here. Good evening, Bob. Evening, Bob. Watched Eraser on a NTSC VHS a few days ago. Got it when I was holiday in the States, as the UK release was cut. I don't think it's not even a Blu-ray on the UK, is it, Eraser? Don't think I ever saw any Van Dammes at the cinema. Almost went to see The Quest, and then when I later rented out, I'm glad I hadn't bothered. Now let me think. Double Impact was the first I watched in the cinema. Then I saw Nothing to Lose, whatever it was. I pretty much saw all of them. Well, up until the late 90s. I saw Universal Soldier: The Return, definitely. Dad had his fair share of success, to be fair, but I don't think Santa Claus the movie and his drink problems did him any favors. No, sadly not. Let's have a look. We got a person that grew up in small rural town America, USA, and as a kid, he always being scared of the horror section. The VHS box art, looking back, was really trippy. But I remember being quite young, terrified, walking through that section. They stand out for me. Was a movie called Dr. Giggles. The box art just freaked me the fuck out. And also walking in the bitter Canadian cold to the video store during the holidays to get Batman Returns. It lived up to the hype and had a Christmas theme. It's a cozy memory. Despite being 11 years old, I decided to take a chance and see if it obviously stoned clerk at my local doctor video, who my 11-year-old self was just thought was dizzy and weird at the same time, would notice if I could attempt to rent a copy of Snapdragon starring Pamela Anderson. The tapes were behind the box art in a secondary clear box, so I would figure they wouldn't notice. It was just a VHS tape with a label, and the guy is weird and just scans it and takes the money, was my train of thought. I was horny. I wanted to see boobs. Well, the clerk did notice, looked at me, laughed, because they were familiar with this particular film, but he was cool about it. Said, I think you meant to grab something from the kids section. To deflate my situation, I ended up getting 3 ninjas instead, but I was super embarrassed. Nowhere to run. Thank you, Mike Mars. I still refuse to believe Santa Claus the movie was a flop. How could it not have made money? Yeah, it had my money several times. I think I saw it in the cinema. Definitely saw it on VHS and obviously in cinemas. I watched Superman 4 twice in 1987. I went on my own. I was 10. See, what 10-year-old is going to the cinema on his own these days? It was pretty successful in the UK. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't bet my son doesn't even walk around school, which I used to do on a main road with no pavement. Yeah, it was pretty successful in the UK, but I don't think it did business anywhere else. I think it's true. Santa Claus the movie. I saw Krull on my own when I was 9. I must admit, my father did drop me off at the cinema and leave. But I was definitely double figures, or he'd go out for a smoke halfway through the film. And you watched Superman 4 once. That Superman 4, my earliest memory of going to the cinema. Yes, I saw Superman 3 in the cinema. I definitely saw Superman 4. Very excited for that one. Yeah, the UK version of Eraser was a joke. The BBC had the gall to say they'd somehow improved it prospects by cutting it to shit. Man, was lucky enough to go to the Virgin Megastore in Times Square in 1999. Ooh, still the VHS era going into the DVD format being introduced. Got a few tapes and discs. Nice. First saw Superman at the cinema. It was my first time. There you go. Nice. All these lucky people. American Tail was the first film I ever saw at the cinema. Haven't seen it since. Yeah, I was never a fan of the Don Bluth ones, All Dogs Go to Heaven, or anything like that, or the 3 American Tail films. James Gordon sucks. Hang on, when did we get into that? Oh, but there's a great John Lithgow interview where he talks about Santa Claus and how dodgy the Salkinds were. That I can't believe. Saw Superman the movie twice. When my dad went in for the first time 20 minutes late, so I asked to see the stuff I missed and watched the entire movie again. Nice. Razor got butchered on VHS. I'll have to check that out, see what it is. That's up front. Lots of cutscenes from Super Far, including the original Nuka Man. Yes, I did find that footage and use it in one of my trailers. Yes, Lithgow is terrifying and Ricochet. First time I was a kid, I saw Return of the Jedi, then Ghostbusters, 101 Automations, then Superman 4. Quality levels of missioning with each visit. Jedi was definitely one of the first ones I saw in my little cinema in Newquay. Right, let's have a look at this story here. What time is it? 10:20. We'll see how far we get. This is the story of my first sexual experience with another female. I was 27 and married for 6 years. We had a great sex life at first. We had sex several times a week. As time went by, our sex life diminished in quality and quantity. My husband, Dave, began spending more time with the guys than me. He went out with the guys, and I got to stay at home with our daughter, hourly. One Friday night, when Dave was out playing cards with the guys, I put hourly to sleep. I went online. Out of a combination of being bored, horny, and curious, I went to the chat room. They did. Can't say that. When the word got out into the room, there was a straight and maybe curious. Several of the women offered to do me a favor and give me their first lesbian experience. They were aggressive in wanting me to do all kinds of things with me. I was relieved when none of them lived within 500 miles of me. Several of them had regaled me with the story of their first time with a female, or what they would do with me if I came to visit them. Right, where do we get to? The 1976 re-release of 101 Dalmatian was a first-time cinema watch. Yes, that's the thing, because Disney used to re-release all their films every 10, 20 years or so. But and then when the VHS days, they used to have, what is it? You had 100 days to buy the tape, or it would go back in the vault, never to be seen again, which was bollocks, because I have about 4 different copies of Robin Hood. But yes, that's how they got you back then. Re-release in the cinema, and then VHS limited release. What are we hearing here? This is a story from Reader's Digest. It's getting hot in here for Michael Myers. I think it is hot in here. I'll turn the heat down in here. I don't know what you two are on about. I was horny. I was bored. As they gave me graphic storage, I just couldn't help but unzip my jeans and slip my hand inside and work my hungry cat. Each additional O came easier, faster, and stronger. Just like the Daft Punk song, yeah? Easier, faster, stronger. I didn't realize how starved I was for sex, how curious I really was about doing it with another female. After 3 O's, my panties were soaked. I took off my jeans, wiped myself, and put my panties in the hamper. I generally did not walk around the house half naked, but the computer was my newfound sex toy. Where are we? Jack off and Ori. Do you remember when 2 films were shown in one sitting? I watched Rocky 4 and Rocky 3 was shown before it. They always had double bills at our cinema. I don't think my cinema only had 1 showing a day. I found out recently that it's now doing what they call them, matinees. But there we go. Yeah, they've never done a double. It must have been UCI in Swansea used to do. I saw Evil Dead 1 and 2 for the first time at a midnight showing. I saw Star Trek 1 to 3, even though they were showing 5 other. I never made it. But there we go. But yeah, double bills. I remember seeing adverts for, but none cinemas near me. You just never got to have the pub day. Back in the vault for Song of the South. I still need to get a copy of that. I was so close to buying a copy, but on a marketplace, but someone grasped on how much it was, and they bumped up the price. I have a vague memory of seeing a black and white Three Stooges at the cinema, which made me think I'm a lot older than I think. Yeah, I think so. Inside a quivering mound of love pudding. Is that a Naked Gun 2.5? Double bills. Try this for size. I saw Terminator 2 twice in the cinema, both times as double bills. One with Silent Sam's, the other with Highlander 2. Who the hell put those together? I'm probably a bit slow, but what did I do at the pub? Superman 1 and 2 at the Connaught in Stoke Newington. First film I saw in the cinema was the 87 50th anniversary of Snow White. I would have heard Masters of the Universe, to be honest. I can understand that. I also did a double with Dark Star and Dune. Nice. Good to see those in the summer. Gareth just recounted the erotically charged story featuring somebody called Steve. I didn't pick that up either. I sat down at my computer, eager for more. In another chat room, I found Karen. She lived and worked in the next town. She was different to all the others. She did not push to meet and have sex. She just wanted to talk to me. We talked about me and my feelings. We talked about my sex life with Dave, how good it was at first. Slowly, we came round to how not good it was. She told me that her first sex with another female, it says female, it doesn't say woman, so I'm guessing she means woman, was with someone she met online and then met at a bar. They hit it off, went to the hotel and made love. We just digest, not like Reese's Pies. Sorry, hang on, this is supposed to be 18-year-olds in this. It's a video shop. Okay. You want back to the PG story. Let's have a look. We had a video store training Canada called Jumbo Video. It had a free theatre-style popcorn you could eat whilst browsing. Oh, yeah, there's a trailer we saw earlier. It was the best, especially when you walked in with someone. I've got that bloody other page on my head. Some of the awesome smell of popcorn. Age 17, working Hollywood video. Manager goes to lunch. I'm by myself. A mother and daughter come up to the counter. And mother whispers, "There's a guy over there, and he's masturbating." Just then, the guy comes up and says, "I was just itching." Mom says, "That was some itch." And she walks out with her daughter. So it's just me and the guy. And he looks at me sheepishly and says, "It was just an itch." I'm shell-shocked. I didn't know how to respond. He walks out. I go to the part of the store he had come from and realize it was the exercise video section. He'd moved the movies around and made a shrine. Yeah, she's called Karen. It's before the Karens were a thing, I think. This reminds me of the Naked Gun when they started reading. That's exactly where it's someone came up with. We just digest, spunk it, don't junk it. You people. Where do we get to? She started to describe the sex when a window pop up on my screen and says she's trying to establish a video link without really think. That's not. Let me get to the video store because this is very graphic with 36 double Ds and 34 Ds and wet cats everywhere. Yes, nips. This is a very long story. But where's the video store part of it? Oh, hang on. There we go. They've met each other. When it came to the morning, I was certain what to wear to our meeting. Should I keep it simple and casual and just wear jeans, t-shirt, lingerie, or something more formal or fancy or sexy? I decided to sort of dressy. I wore a white silk blouse. It's a smashing blouse that unbuttoned down the back and a white lace bra, not too thick, and matching panties and a short skirt, thigh highs and heels. I got to the video store about 8 a.m. She unlocked the door and let me in and locked it behind me. She was very pretty. Karen was wearing a tight t-shirt without a bra, jeans. She gave me a big hug, crushing her 36 double D up against me. They were so nice and big and round. She told me that she had a great adult movie about two women meeting and having a great time exploring each other. I followed her back to the rear of the store where all the adult movies were. Her ass looked so nice and round, like her boobs in the jeans as she walked. It's poetry, this, isn't it? The end of the agony story. What advice would Irene give? That's a blast from the past. Stroking the love bucket. That's it. Claire Rain was the last person I wanted to hear about a story like this. Yes, that's it. What kind of video store fan fiction is this? It's allegedly real. It's under the themes face sitting and motivational. But I would beat them off as long as yes, if I was mugged, I would beat him off as well. It might be the same story. Laptops at the video show read to me back in the day. It's all coming back to him now. That's a smashing blouse. Yes. This one reminds me of the character in the film called Late Shopping that had wrote that much porn. It affected his brain and you can see it everywhere. Oh, bloody hell. Gareth, this should be a new series of shorts, much less video store. Erotic fiction. And the lovely sheep. It's not your fault. You're lesbians. Come home with me and I'll cure you. Says every man ever. Right, where do we get to? Oh, I've lost the page. Never mind. What the hell? There's lots of words here I don't understand. Oh dear. This is too much. Right. When we got back there, she reached out and took a movie off the shelf and handed it to me. I looked at the pictures of two women having sex. She leaned in and kissed me. I was totally taken by surprise. And I was just planning to talk, but it felt so good, so gentle, yet so passionate. She cut my breasts and started kneading them. It felt so good. Should I continue? Let's see. Excited what she was doing. I could feel my nips swell, and so could she. She started flicking her finger back and forth across them. When our lips were not locked, she was kissing my neck, and I could look down at her fingers going across my nips. Seeing how engorged they were, pushing through the bra and blouse, she went back to front kissing me and working one nip with her fingers pinching, pulling, making me moan. I felt away the warmth and the lust flow over me. I started to squirm. I was so aroused. I didn't feel her start to open the buttons on the back of my smashing blouse. Till she peeled it off me. I must have looked nervous or scared. I don't know why scared is a link, but because she said, not to worry, it's okay. You wanted this. Enjoy it. Bit of ambience, yes. I couldn't get the Radio 2 music. I'm going to get no wonder this video shop is about my son readers. Scaring off the punters. Well, I think it's got the punters on it. Go on, keep going. Oh no, Ian, please. The US that's off the train. This is making me more nostalgic for video shops. Even these encounters never happened. Well, exactly. I was hoping some of you people had similar stories. So let me know and I'll read them out. These Tangerine's Risky Business School. That might get me shut down quicker. Why am I getting there? I'm seeing Shannon Weary. Reading naughty stories. Some have had the same effect as reading other reading videos I see. Yes, exactly. This is like Stevie Wayne's sexy voice. Oh, you mateys. I should get Captain Adam to do this. For sharing, this is a friendly stamp. Oh, I've edited it. It's a PG story. This is a story called 9.5 Minutes in Heaven. Feels something to watch Marriages too. I think that one's free on YouTube, uncut. I went to see 7 films in '96. It was a great year. Independence Day, The Rock, Twister, Mission Impossible, Mulholland Falls, Razor, and Chain Reaction. It was a great time. I think only Mulholland Falls, the only one I didn't see in the cinema. Where did we get to? She kissed me hard and reached behind me and quickly unhooked my bra, and it got me. And I started to work my nips really hard. Pinching, pulling, twisting. My nips were so swollen, so sensitive. It felt like my tits would explode on my nip and fly off. When she had me really worked up, her mouth moved down on my boobs. She sucked my left nip in her mouth and sucked it hard. I started to shake as she sucked it. I watched her. Seeing another female sucking my tip made me come unglued at the seams. I started shaking and moaning. There's Karen. She quickly unzipped and unbuttoned the skirt, and it got down to my ankles. And her hand slid into my panties and began working my meow. God, it felt so good. Ooh. It was a very good match. Indeed. Every time people mention Razor, I read on Razorhead for some reason. I see it's one of those things you expect, and that depends on the conversation. I read erotica so awesomely. Oh, hilarious! Oh. 50 Shades of Richie is shag. We're near the end. Right, so she's switched nips and sucked the right one. So hard I thought I was going to suck it right off my tip. She pushed 2 fingers into the cat. My body was out of control with lust. I started humping her fingers. I moaned, groaned. Karen said, "That's it, Paula. Just let go." That's what she wanted. Fuck my fingers. Something for me. She something's me harder and harder. I humped at her fingers as hard as I could. She would not stop working me. I screamed and my pussy exploded. I squirted like I never did before. We stopped kissing. I looked down at my panties. They were soaked. She knelt down and said, "Let's get this wet thing off." She tugged at my panties and I stepped out of them and had me standing there with just my thigh highs and heels on. Well, that was a lovely story, wasn't it? What time is it? Have we got time for more? Never thought I'd get out of my nips. I work my own nips. Thank you. Indie, Twister, and Impossible. There's much to the others. Did see The Rock on the big screen a couple of years ago, but that doesn't count. Oh, yeah, Sid James is in. We're all right. Gav getting into card. A thespian. Yeah, I'm a thespian, not a lesbian. Yeah, I'm not sure what's allowed anymore. Rick could have made that if he was still alive. Yes, he would have. Bless him. My favourite Razor Head story was the one with the crew talking to David Lynch, and she said, "Remember when we get the jobs in the restaurant? So we had to eat. So we had food to eat, and he just said no." Oh dear. The story's giving me Little Britain. How many pennies? Well, regardless food. Yes, that's a good point. Yes, Rick would have been game for that. Has he forgot to switch off the stream while we're seeing behind the curtain? It's gone 10:30. I was supposed to show up by now. I missed those days. Copycat was great. Yes, I saw that a few months ago. That still holds up. Copycat with Sigourney Weaver. Only seen 3 in it. 98. ID, Star Trek, First Contact, and Kingpin. However, That's What All was the second widescreen VHS I watched in my newly rented widescreen TV. Ah, nice. Was that from Radio Rentals? Oh, you meant 96. There you go. Right. She kissed my cat and licked it a little, so I was consumed with lust. I started to grind against her face, and she sucked at me for a few minutes, and I gushed again, screaming her name. She stopped kissing my cat and stood up. She quickly pulled up her top, took her strapless bra off, and she was wearing... Who wrote this fucking stuff? Oh my god, her breasts were huge, with such thick, dark, brown nips. She offered them to me, saying, "Come, Paula, you know you want to suck them." I slowly moved closer to her. She reached out, moved my face to her lips, and I began to suck at them. I sucked as much of her boobs into my mouth as I could and ran my tongue around her nipple. Then I started to suck her nipple. She had milk. I sucked, and I kept going back and forth from nipple to nipple. As I nursed her, she opened her jeans, and I worked them down, and her panties down. She put her hands on my shoulders and pushed me down onto my knees. She told me to help her get them off. I wanted to help her get her out of her jeans and panties. Well, I have eaten my chocolate. Well, there you go. Copycat was good, but I felt it needed a better villain. I guess he was a musician, but he did play the redneck. Because it's the other one, wasn't it? The Spotty Herbert. Something like cannibal abuse. Have you not put 2 fingers in a cat, Mike? Ben? The story's not. Let's not be ending on a cliffhanger. Well, we're near the end here. This is supposed to be. I know. Of all the video stories, this was it. Owning a video rental store is like making love to a beautiful woman. First, you open the door. Oh yes, because Pugman and I will be doing the Far Show Christmas special. I can't remember if that character's in it, but in a few weeks. Could have done without the disturbing story time, but the nostalgic rentals are nice. Now I shall go raise this lurid story with booze. Good night, Professor. Good night. It's earlier for you than it is us, but good night, Professor. You like that? Yeah. Let's go on the bill. The Mookie Bars are on you then, yes. Well, yeah, that's the last one. Who wants me to finish the story, or should we hang up tonight? I'll let you decide. I'll read one PG other story. Let's see if there's any clean ones. No, that was it. Oh, that was the last of the clean ones. Apart from admiring the cool movie covers for the movies, I was definitely too young to rent. Reanimator and Evil Dead 2 spring to mind. Good old Swiss Tony, yes. Substitute Catfall reminds me of the Harry and Paul's Badfella sons. You fun my wife? Only as Blue Ball to go for it. You sad, lonely degenerates. Right, let's go. Where did we get to? The cat was in trouble, I seem to remember. Right. Oh, there's only 2 paragraphs left. Ooh, what can happen? Family was hanging. We must know how this ends. Okay. She sucked my cake and I ate her puppy. Right. Ooh, at first, I just stared at her shaped cat. It was so pretty. She said, Paula, you know you want me to taste me. You want you to taste me, sorry. That's why you came here. You know you want to taste cat. I went after her cat like I was crazy for it. I kissed it, I licked it, pressed my tongue deep inside her. And then my tongue went into her. I could feel her heat, taste her sweetness. Her something tasted so good. I kept licking and sucking at her Cleo for more. The more I sucked, the more I heard her something. I got more and I wanted more. That I had to have. I kept licking and sucking and wanting every drop of her juices. She held my head and I started to hump my face and she came my mouth and on my face. It tasted so good. I was so excited about eating the cat and her cucumbers, and I was shaking it as she came, and then my cat exploded again. Oh dear, I don't think this is suitable for this channel. And then they shagged. Yes, the end. It's the random nitwit. This reminds me of Lady's Chatty. Love that. Yes, milady, etc. Yes, lady. That was Parker in the Thunderbirds porn, wasn't it? But yeah. Bad fellas, especially for television, exactly. This music sounds like a cover girl strip poker. I wouldn't know about such things. I only played Sam Fox. Every drop of her juice. Sorry, I'm ruining the love that's been found here. Hey, Double A. Now, talking of Double A, let's get back to the story. I put back copies of the verbs, and I know what you did last time. Apologies, 3 months late. Shit, you didn't tell me. I think I have to get my calculator for that one. Eating the camp. This is so important. They're eating the cats. Right. Who wants the last paragraph? I'm going to think you do. If I can clean up. Oh. After the... the cats just exploded. I stayed on my knees for several minutes shaking, slowly calming down. Karen got dressed and then helped me up, saying, "You need to get dressed, baby. I need to open the store." Oh, we'll get to the video store part of it. She helped me put on my bra and then on my smashing blouse. I was still shaking a little. She put a dry pair of her own panties on me and then my skirt. She walked me to the door and I'm like, we kissed goodbye. She whispered in my ear, "Think of me as feel my panties." Who wrote this? As feel my panties on you. As I turned and walked slowly to my car, I felt her smack my ass. I sat down in my car and pulled my skirt up enough to see her panties. I felt so sexy sitting there with her panties on, knowing that I just made love to another female. As I drove home, I thought about how much I liked sucking on her big dark brown nips. And then she arrived in my mouth. It tasted great, and it triggered an origami. I knew that I liked it enough that I wanted to do it with Karen again and again. And that's how we end it tonight. Fine, that's expertly done. Yes, maybe I should look up at Christmas stories next, but we shall see. Eating the dogs. No, they're eating the cats and they're exploding the cats. The cat might be alright at the end of this. I think, well, the last we heard of the cat, it exploded again. Help me put on my bra. My hands. That's what I kept thinking of. It definitely sounds like Richie wrote this. Actually, the author is Paula G. Who puts their name to these things? It's got 12 reviews. Ooh. Who wants to hear the reviews? Was it got reviews or just ranked? You can rate the author. I'm going to rate you. I'm going to rate you. I'm going to rate all of you. things in my cat. Sorry, this is very vulgar. Why do I feel this was written by a guy in his underpants who looks like a protagonist he sent to me too? Check out the 80s video channel because they've just rented the guy that looks like that. Hi Ian, what did you get up to this weekend? Listen to a man reading erotic fiction among a group. Middle-aged men, yes, indeed. Origami, yes. Cleaned it up a bit. I would have bought Sam Fox shit burger, but it would have been a waste of money because I'm terrible at that. Well, thanks to the internet, you can see what you're missing. Mr. Rockholler, come on, let's do it some more. I have not Googled Space Movie 1992. Is it any good? Nice stream, thanks everyone. Paul G. That's a pseudonym if I've ever heard one. Paul G. Let's have a look. There's only a lot of spelling mistakes in here, so forgive me. Posted by DJ. That's the best answer of all time. JMHO. I don't know if there's in any particular order. So, fucking good came a lot, man. Loved it. I was squeezing my clit all the way through that. X. That was so fucking hot. I was masturbating the whole time. You made me so wet. Too many compliments, too little space. To Hanks. Great story, so seductively hot. There you go. If you want to post your own, that's on asexstories.com. Maybe the new sponsor for the channel. Right, let's hang this up. This is disgusting. It's like, I have a trigger warning, so adequately forewarned. Well, this may be taken down. So enjoy it while it lasted. I've definitely commented about how unsexy it was. Maybe I should have done mimings or something with cats. I don't know. I've only got an emu puppet at the moment, so this is what we get when we come to the video. Yes, films and literature. Yes, literature. I guess it counts. It's written words. The erotic story reminds me of, oh yes, you can keep it for me. My name is Yes. J.R. Hartley. Right, on that bombshell, this hat is itching. So I'll like to thank everyone: Ian, Ben, Franz, Michael, Dave, Andy, Blue Iris, Double A, and anyone else that turned up on Abandoned Ship, Professor Macabre, Rajon, Jim, Mr. DS, Gen Z, Bob McCall. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. Oh yeah, I forgot the music was on. I can't hear it. All right, Space Movie. Am I going to regret this? But thank you, Andy. Hang on. Let me bring it up now while I remember. Then Space Movie. Am I going to be 6? For fuck's sake! Do not Google Space Movie 1992. It's part of my classic range of the album of acoustic cinematic. Hang on, I have to listen to this now. That might have been Prepper. Oh, you got Dance Pop. Daydreaming. Feeding the Ducks. Sounds better than actually the name is. Into Space. Luffy. And some rock. The one you had was Night Driving. To be sure. Right. Good night, all, indeed. Good night, Ben. Good night, Ian. We used to eat green bread for breakfast. Bob. Okay, Iris. The Yellow Page album. More stimulating. I did my best. My old friends. My Bob. The Bossa Nova. Merengue. Oh, you gotta put the risky business. Gets him in the mood. Turn the lights down low. I should put the red light on earlier, as Roxanne was in the house. Right. Good night, everyone. Off for a cold shower. Best advice. Take care, everyone. Night, night. Oh, all right.
Take me back to the 80s. Golden girls playing on the TV.